Hi, this is Shannon Watt, and I'm bringing you another Marriage Minute. Today we're going to talk about the 5-minute marriage makeover. Yes, you're probably asking yourself, can I really make over my relationship in 5 minutes or less? I'm going to give you 9 steps on how you can improve your relationship that quickly. So number 1, let's just jump right into it. Number 1 is your tone of voice. The way you say something is 5 times more powerful than what you say. As a body language expert, I teach people in nonverbal communication, and what we say is only 7% of our communication, but the tone of voice is 36%. That's 5 times more impactful. Think about it. I know that there's times when if I say to Dino, hey Dino, thanks for taking out the trash. Or if I go, hey, thanks for taking out the trash, there's a different tone inflection there. One can be really gratitude and one can be full of sarcasm. How are we speaking to each other totally can change the relationship. Even when we have a frustration or a request, if our tone of voice is in a calm, peaceful way and we don't get the inflection up high, it can transform the marriage. Work on your tone of voice. Or even just going from monotone to saying it with more gratitude and with more empathy, with more excitement or joy. You'll revolutionize your relationship if you work on your tone. Number 2, this is a fun tip that I always try to instill just early on when we were married, is to always kiss your spouse when you leave and always give them a kiss when they first come home. It really anchors the moment of when they leave that, hey, I know that nothing's left unsaid, or Dino knows exactly how I feel when he leaves the house. So if something tragic were to happen, heaven forbid, but if it did, that there's nothing left unsaid and that we've done that. And I also send him off out into the world. Sometimes the world can be a big, bad, ugly place, but I send him out with a little dose of love from me, which will help carry him on throughout his whole day. And then when he comes home from work, I like to give him a kiss because it anchors when he comes home that this is a safe, warm, loving place and that I'm here waiting for him and that I anticipate and I enjoy his arrival back at home. We're entrepreneurs, so Dino doesn't have a 9-to-5 job. He doesn't leave and come home at the typical 9-to-5 like some husbands do, but I do it every time he goes to run errands and every time he comes back. In fact, just yesterday I was on a mentoring phone call, and as he was leaving, he walked in the room and gave me a kiss and walked out while I was on the phone with the client. It's just something that we put in a ritual in, and it really anchors your brain. Your brain collects all this evidence and makes it feel secure that I am loved and I'm in a trusting relationship. So kiss your spouse on the way out the door and when you first come home. Number 3 is to use the words we versus I or you often. It creates a more communal mission that you guys are on, is to say, we are going to work on this, or this is what I like to create for us. Just having our conversations and our language be more about we versus I or you. And even when it's something like the house is a mess, I'm like, okay, we need to clean up the house today, versus saying you need to do it or I need to do it, you do this or I do that. We need to solve this problem. Our kids are arguing or something like that. It just really makes it a joined mission. I know there's going to be places where it's appropriate to say I or you, but just to really keep the conversation and keep the energy in the house as a we movement. Number 4 is to pray together. Whatever your religious beliefs are, whether you believe in a God or a spirit or a universe, and you know what, even if you're an atheist, use this as meditation time. I feel energetically when you come together and you're putting out your desires together, that changes, it shifts each other. It shifts how the universe and the world shows up for you. I believe in a higher power, and I believe that he wants to help us, and he's the third person in my relationship. That a marriage is not 2 people, it's really 3. And when I invoke solicit that support and help, that I get inspiration and downloads of what I can do better as a wife and as a mother and as a business owner. So when you pray together, it's really hard to keep some of those resentments between the 2 of you or any other emotions that are stuffed up. This is an opportunity to cleanse those out and to keep our relationship fresh. Number 5 is to say thank you. To say thank you more often. Sometimes we're so much politer to strangers than we are to our own spouses. If I'm at a restaurant and a waitress hands me a glass of water, I say thank you. We know how to be socially polite to people, but sometimes the people we love the most, the people that we're closest to, those are the ones that we take a little bit for granted, or we get a little bit lax on our behaviors and mannerisms. So I would really suggest that you look at saying thank you, even for the littlest things. Even when Dino passes me the salt and pepper at the dinner table, say thank you. Train your brain to be showing and demonstrating gratitude as often as possible, and that alone can help transform your relationship. Number 6 is to have touchstone moments, to have moments in your life that really anchor your relationship. It could be something as like a song. When there's certain songs played, when our wedding song is played on the radio, it anchors us back to how we felt on our wedding day. Or if we watch our wedding video, every year on our anniversary, it anchors us and our kids to that moment, and it gives us a chance to reminisce about it. But we also have other touchstone anchor moments where we come together and we do something that's just our thing. Like for us, another one is pillow talk. We get together every night and we talk about our wins for the day, our intentions for tomorrow, things that we're going through, our highs and lows. Have anchoring experiences and touchstones that bring you back to each other. Oh, and that brings me into number 7, which is pillow talk. So pillow talk, I just explained, is where you get together every night and close down your day together. Our pillow talk includes that talking that I just mentioned, the 5 minutes of saying what good happened today. But we also use our pillow talk time to pray together. We also do a spiritual thought together. We might look at our vision boards. We talk about what's going on with the kids. This time is a really good time to anchor that today was a good day and that we were together. And if it wasn't a good day, that we made it through and we're grateful for it and what we're setting up for the next day. Number 8 is random acts of kindness daily. RAK, that's what I call it, RAK, R-A-K. If you are practicing random acts of kindness towards your spouse, and especially when it's doing something that throws them off their normal routine, it interrupts their brain going, oh my gosh, that's kind of cool and different. And it gets you out of the monotony of your relationship. Doing a random act of kindness could be slipping a note into their lunchbox or their briefcase. It could be a random little hot, sexy text. It could be going and buying their favorite treat or something and bringing it home after work or after you've been gone for several hours. Do something random. It could even be like Dino and I, we fold our own laundry, but each other's our own separate laundry. But I could fold his laundry for him and put it away for him. Just doing some little random acts of kindness that says, I'm thinking about you, I love you, and this is how I'm showing you appreciation. And then number 9, might sound obvious, but you'll be surprised how often it doesn't happen. Number 9 is to say I love you to each other at least once a day. Now when I'm talking about saying I love you, it means I'm looking you in the eyes and I'm saying I love you. It's one thing to be on the phone and be like, yeah, I love you, and hang up. Or as I'm cooking dinner and he walks out the door and goes, love ya. Those are great too, but I'm talking about sitting together and I have eye contact. It doesn't have to be sitting together, but we have eye contact. That's the main point. And I'm saying the words, I love you, and letting that sink in to his spirit and giving him the chance either then or at another time to say it as well. When we make that eye contact, it really gets into our brain and our spouse really knows, wow. Now, there might be some of you out there who think, hey, I'm not used to saying that. I didn't grow up saying that. I'm not very verbal that way. I told my spouse I love them once, and if it changes, I'll let them know. That's not really the attitude to have. Just the way we're built, we need affirmation. We need reminders. We need to have evidence that love is still there. And so this is just one more way to re-anchor that. So say I love you every day. It takes 3 seconds, not even 5 minutes. 3 seconds, and it is amazing how that can transform a relationship. So there you have it. Those are 5-minute makeover on your relationship. You could pick one or a couple of these different things. There's 9 different ways that you can improve your relationship today. I'm Shannon Watt, and I'm here to remind you you're responsible for you. Play full out in your relationship and always make it a safe place in your own business of marriage.